I'm going to talk about formatting dates. Excel's pretty clever, and it knows when you enter something with, oops, I might start that again and put it in the correct cell. If we enter a date, such as today's date, into a cell with the forward slashes, it recognises that it's a date, and if we highlight that cell and go back up to the format pane up here, we can see that the format is date, so it's picked that up. If we have a look, drop down on this list, we can see that we've got a couple of date formats in here. In the quick menu, we've got a short date and we've got a long date. So we can choose how we display our dates. But I think the big thing to remember when we're working with a date is, let's just copy this date over. So we enter today's date again here as the 4th of the 8th, and see by default it went in as a short date. It didn't pick up that formatting. But I think the really big thing that we have to remember about when we're working with dates is the fact that every number or every value that you enter into a spreadsheet is represented by a number, and that includes a date. So a date has a serial number, and so if we change our formatting from date format to general format, we get the serial number. And the serial number relates to the number of days since the 1st of January 1900. The 1st of January 1900, and we'll type this in here, the 1st of the 1st 1900 was the date that Microsoft recognized as being the start of their series of serial numbers. So the 1st of January 1900 returns 1 as a general, and today's date, the 4th of August 2015, returns 42220. Tomorrow will be 42221. Yesterday was 42219, and I think you get the idea. So all the calculations that we do with the data actually being done on these serial numbers. So let's just, we'll talk about that in a minute, but we'll go on and we'll talk about different date formats. So if we copy this into this cell here, now you notice that straight away we got these double hashes, and that, well, many hashes, not just doubles. That essentially means it's not an error, it's just the fact that the cell width isn't great enough. So if I double click and make it wider, we've copied that one, so we get that formatting going on. Okay, so we saw that we had long date and short date, and we can also turn it into a general or a number format, but we've also got a number of custom formats that we can use for a lot of things, but we use them a lot for dates, and some of them are built in or you can type your own in. So it might be, there's one here that I can see, it's got 3 M's and 3 Y's. I'm just going to throw that in here. We can see that it's displaying as August 2015. Okay, but I'm going to do, as I've put in my label here, I'm going to put 3 D's. And so, okay, and it returns TUE, short for Tuesday. Now today is Tuesday, the 4th of August 2015. We're displaying Tuesday, but as we know about cell formatting, it's we can make values look like different things, but we've still got a background value in there, and the background value is the 4th of August 2015, or in actual terms 42220. So if we were to type in somewhere else Tuesday or Chew and check, just do our quick check that we know how to do, we could say is C2 equal to I2, and I expect that the answer will come back as false because they're different things. This is text, TUE. You can tell it's text because it's formatted to the left, and this is that date value, but just formatted to show us Tuesday. And we can do the same if we copy this across. Oh, we don't want to do that, do we? Because that's a whole nother recording. So let's just copy these across like this and hopefully we'll get Tuesday there. Okay, so if I go back in here, and I think you can probably see where I'm going, I'm going to format this one as month 3, gives you the first three letters, 4 gives you the full month, and again for the year. So there's a whole bunch of different ways that we can format dates. But what we have to remember, the big thing that we take away from this, is that all dates relate to a serial number. So this is where the calculation is. So if I put in, what's today's date? The 4th of the 8th, 2015 in this cell, and I do a yesterday or the day before, must have been the 2nd of the 8th, 2015. So if I do a quick calculation, I say how many days were there between these two. So if I've got that one and I take away or minus, subtract that one, I should get 2. Which is exactly right, but let's just change these to display as general, and I think that then the answer seems just as clear, if not clearer. So just remember that we're doing our calculations based on these serial numbers.